Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some MLB player props I like for today on Prizepicks for Monday, July the 25th. We do have a 12-game slate for Monday, so relatively, big slate. I will say that, I'm taking a first look at the board on Sunday night. There was not a ton of props that I loved for today. It took me a while to find 3 plays I felt really, really good about. So the board I don't love the board for today. Maybe that'll change as they start to add more props. We don't have the full board posted yet on Sunday night, but I found 2 plays I liked for Monday. Was going to give out 3 plays, but one of the plays that I was on that I played in my entry, the line already moved, and it was going to be Odorizzi under 5 strikeouts, but they already bumped his strikeouts down to 4.5. And I don't want to give out the play at 4.5 just because I don't like it nearly as much at 4.5. I still think with how low of a strikeout pitcher Odorizzi is, even in a good matchup against Oakland, I think it's pretty unlikely that he gets 6 strikeouts or more and goes over 5 Ks. I thought worst case scenario, playing his under 5 Ks, worst case scenario, he gets 5 Ks, which he's only done twice, or he's only done 3 times out of 10 starts this season. Again, it's a good matchup, but we won't talk too much about that play. I am playing the under 5 Ks for Odorizzi. It was in my entry. I do always post my entries on Twitter. I'm trying to be more active on Twitter. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter at DFS by Noah. Already posted the entry that we're going to talk about, the guys I like for today. But we're just going to talk about the other 2 plays. We're not going to mention the Odorizzi play just because the line did move. But we did hit our 2 plays on Saturday, and I hope you guys tailed the plays Saturday. Gave out 3 plays Saturday. As you can see, we gave out the Wheeler over 6 strikeouts, which pushed. That one, again, that one was a play that I felt really, really good about. And I know Wheeler's line actually moved up to 6.5 shortly after I made my video. But I felt like at 6, worst case scenario, Wheeler would push. And, it basically was worst case scenario for Wheeler because he had so many 2-strike counts. He had so many strikeout opportunities. Just couldn't get that 7th K, but he got 6 and he pushed. And then our other 2 plays both came through. Over 5 strikeouts for Joe Ryan, he had 7, and then over 7.5 fantasy score for Carlos Correa. He finished with 17 fantasy points, had I think a single and a home run. So hopefully you guys tailed the plays Saturday and have been tailing the plays lately because we've been doing really well lately. Been on a nice run. I think we're actually 7-0 over our last 7 plays. Technically, we've given out 8 plays, but one of them pushed. So we're 7-0 over our last 7 plays. Been doing really well, and hopefully we can keep it up Monday. Again, I was going to give out 3 plays today, but one of the lines has already changed, so we're just going to do 2 plays for today, just a 2-pick. Before we talk through our 2 picks for Monday, guys, hit that like button if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here. And also, if you are new to Prizepicks, if you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, definitely get over there, sign up, and make sure to use promo code NOAH. When you do sign up with my promo code, Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100. And, if you bet player props on a sports book or any other DFS site and you haven't tried out Prizepicks yet, I definitely recommend giving them a try. Prizepicks offers a lot of props in a lot of different sports. Every sport they offer plenty of categories as well, so you have plenty of options. Right now you can see all the props they have available for MLB. This isn't even their full board. They're going to add even more stuff, even more prop options as we get closer to the games on Monday. So give Prizepicks a try. Make sure to sign up with promo code NOAH so that way you do get a deposit bonus when you sign up. But looking through the plays for today, we kind of already showed them with my Twitter post, but we're going to talk through them and we'll talk through why I like them. So first play that I like is going to be Nick Lodolo, and we're going to be taking his over 30.5 fantasy score for today going up against the Marlins. Now, Nick Lodolo is one of the top prospects for the Reds. He's already made a few starts this season. He's made 6 starts so far this year for the Reds, and he's gone over this fantasy score in 3 out of 6 starts. He's actually 2 out of 6 starts. But there's been 2 starts where he's finished with 30 fantasy points and lost by the hook. But he did have 38 fantasy points against the Mets, 41 against St. Louis, finished with 30 against Tampa Bay. He finished with 30 against San Diego. Then he did have a tough matchup against Cleveland in his first start of the season, only finished with 9 fantasy points. And then his most recent start was another tough matchup against St. Louis, finished with 6 fantasy points. But this is not a tough matchup. Looking at where the Marlins rank this year versus left-handed pitching, they're one of the worst teams in the league versus lefties. They actually have the highest strikeout rate this season versus left-handed pitching, 27.2% K rate. And their offensive statistics are towards the bottom of the league in just about every category. They have the worst batting average in the league versus lefties, just a .214 batting average. Their on-base percentage, they are dead last in that category as well. Miami ranks second to last in slugging against lefties. They rank dead last in OPS versus lefties. In terms of ISO, Miami is third to last in ISO. WRC plus, they are dead last in WRC plus. Like the Marlins have just really, really struggled against lefties this year. Lodolo, he's a good strikeout pitcher. He has good strikeout upside. He has kind of struggled with his command at times. His walk rate's kind of high. He's not like he's been getting beat up a little bit, but he's still shown a lot of strikeout upside. And I think with how good this matchup is for strikeouts, Lodolo should be able to get enough strikeouts to go over this fantasy score. He probably will pitch 5, maybe 6 innings. He hasn't gone 6 innings yet this season, but a lot of that's been due to his pitch count and not being able to get through innings quickly. I think with how bad this Marlins team has been against lefties, this should definitely be a spot we could maybe see Lodolo get a quality start. With how much the Marlins strike out, he should definitely be able to rack up strikeouts here. I was debating taking his over fantasy score versus over strikeouts. I think if Lodolo if he goes over 6 Ks and gets 7 strikeouts, I see it. I think it's going to be hard for him to get 7 strikeouts and not get 31 fantasy points. So far this year, when he's gotten 7 strikeouts or more, he's gone over his fantasy score. He had 7 Ks against St. Louis, 41 fantasy score. He had 8 Ks against the Mets, 38 fantasy score. And then he did have one start where he had 8 Ks against the Padres, only finished with 30 fantasy points. But I think this matchup is just so good for Lodolo. The Marlins have just been so bad this year against lefties. Lodolo's got strikeout upside. He's a pretty solid pitcher. He's a young pitcher. He's not like fully there yet. He has made some mistakes this season. He has had some tougher matchups, and he's had some starts where he's definitely gotten beat up. But I think with how good this matchup is, this is a spot where we should expect Lodolo to do well, to rack up strikeouts, to hopefully get 31 fantasy points. So I do like his over fantasy score for today. If you want to play his over 6 strikeouts, I kind of like that as well. But for the sake of this video and for my entry specifically, I'm going to be playing Lodolo over 30.5 fantasy score. And then the next prop that I like is going to be a hitter prop. And we're going to be taking Shohei Ohtani over 7.5 fantasy score. Love the spot for Ohtani going up against Zach Greinke. Zach Greinke is a pitcher that I just don't have much, I don't even know what's the word, much respect for anymore. I mean, not saying I don't respect Greinke or anything, but he's just not a pitcher that I would really fear, and that is a guy that I would be scared of taking hitters against. And I think you can definitely take some hitters, to take some overs on some Angels bats today. Specifically, Ohtani is the guy that I like the most, but I was looking at some of Taylor Ward's props. His runs and RBIs is set at 0.5. That was one I was kind of debating taking. But for the sake of this video, we're going to look at Shohei Ohtani, his over fantasy score. Just love the spot against Zach Greinke. I mean, Zach Greinke is a pitcher. I'm just not a guy that I'm really that scared of. His numbers are just not that good. I think Father Time is starting to get to Zach Greinke. I mean, he's 38 now, and he just doesn't have the elite numbers that he used to have. I mean, you look, this year he's given up a 302 expected batting average, which is bottom 1% in the league. He's given up a 481 expected slugging, which is bottom 6% in the league. He has just a 12.7% K rate, which is bottom 2% in the league. Zach Greinke just doesn't have any strikeout upside. He's gonna throw the ball in the zone. He doesn't have any velocity either. He throws the ball very soft. I think his fastball tops out at 89 miles per hour, 90 miles per hour. His expected ERA is 5.67. So Zach Greinke has a 4.63 ERA this season, and his expected ERA is even worse, 5.67. He's just not a pitcher we should be scared of. It's a great spot for the Angels. They should definitely put up some runs here. And specifically, Shohei Ohtani is the guy that we should expect to do a lot of damage against Greinke. Obviously, Ohtani is a great hitter. He's got great numbers this year. Average exit velocity, max exit velocity. Ohtani, when he hits the ball, he's hitting the ball very hard. He is a guy that will strike out a little bit. Ohtani does have a 23.8% K rate this year, but as we mentioned, Zach Greinke, I mean, he has no strikeout stuff. He has just a 12% K rate. He's going to throw the ball in the zone. He's going to let guys hit the ball. And when you're letting Shohei Ohtani hit the ball, usually that's not going to set up well, because Ohtani, he has a ton of power. He barrels the ball up. He hits the ball very hard. Would not be surprised to see him hit a home run here. I can't bet home run props, but Ohtani to hit a home run, that might be something that I would look to bet today. Love the spot for Ohtani. I think it's a great spot for the Angels as well. Hopefully they can put up a lot of runs here. And I like Ohtani's over 7.5 fantasy score. I think this line, hitter props, they're always going to be volatile, just because even the best hitters and the best spots can go over 4 any night. But I definitely feel like 7.5 is probably 1 or 2 points too low. I was surprised to see it at 7.5 and not 8.5. I definitely thought going up against Greinke it would be 8.5 for Ohtani, but like it quite a bit. Over 7.5 hitter fantasy score for Shohei Ohtani is going to be our second play for today, and these are going to be our 2 picks for Monday, guys. Again, I was going to give out 3 plays, but the one play that the other play that I was on was Odorizzi under 5 strikeouts, and that line already moved, so we're not going to give that one out. I'm not going to play. I wouldn't play it at 4.5. Maybe you could play his under fantasy score. I think Odorizzi's lines are a little bit inflated today, even in a good matchup. Like Odorizzi's not a pitcher that I think is that great. He has had success against Oakland this season, but I definitely think his lines are a little bit too high for today. His 5Ks, I took that under. It's at 4.5 now. Don't think I would play it there, but these are the two props I like for Monday, guys. Over 30.5 fantasy score for Nick Lodolo and over 7.5 fantasy score for Shohei Ohtani. Just a 2-pick for today, but hopefully we can hit both these plays, get 3x our money. And again, if you guys are tailing, I wish you the best of luck. If you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, if you want to tail these plays, get over to Prizepicks. Make sure to sign up and use promo code NOAH. When you do, Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And again, guys, if you enjoy these videos, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And also, if you want to get more Prizepicks plays from me, I provide those over on Patreon. I'll take a look at the board once again on Monday afternoon. Once Prizepicks adds more props to the board, I'll try and find some more plays that I like. And any additional plays I find that I like, I will share those over on Patreon. If you want to get access to the additional Prizepicks plays I give out, check out the Patreon link down below in the description. But good luck today, guys. Thanks as always for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.